Captain Roger Redbeard, the most fearsome Lego pirate that sailed the tropical sea. Captain Redbeard was of Spanish descent, but was rumoured to have been born in England. Not much about his early life is known prior to his search for the Spanish treasure that his ancestors had hidden on an island. Unfortunately, this treasure would be discovered by a peaceful group of colonists who had settled on one of the islands in the tropical sea. This is where Captain Redbeard's infamous story begins. Having heard about the treasure being discovered, he planned to reclaim that which he knew was rightfully his in his impressive ship, the Black Seas Barracuda. From his hideout on the Forbidden Island, he planned his attack with his first mate Rummy and boatswain Will. The settlers heard that the pirates, calling themselves the Legoland Pirates of the Sea, were heading for their island. The settlers enlisted the help of Governor Broadside of the Imperial soldiers. Governor Broadside used the Caribbean clipper to move the treasure from the island to the Eldorado Fortress. There it could be hidden in the secret hideaway beneath the floors. Captain Redbeard learned the treasure had been moved and set sail for the Eldorado Fortress to reclaim the treasure. The story of what happened next is strongly debated. Some say the pirates fought valiantly and stormed the fortress but were unable to find the treasure. Others say the pirates were easily defeated and were sent on their way. Whatever happened, the fortress is still standing to this day and is bigger than ever. New rumours have circulated that the treasure funded this expansion, but there is no paper trail to prove it. During these early times, Redbeard was so mysterious that he was simply known as Pirate Captain. By this point, he had already lost an eye, a hand, and a leg. These features, coupled with his bright red beard, made him instantly recognisable in the years that followed. His crew remained a mystery to most, but slowly their identities would be revealed. After Captain Redbeard's defeat at the Eldorado Fortress, he and his crew built the Rock Island Refuge. This wouldn't stay secret for long, and the Imperial soldiers would soon discover it and attempt to infiltrate it. Governor Broadside ramped up his efforts to purge the tropical sea of the pirates and fortified his outposts. During this time, several pirates would be captured and held at various locations, including the Lagoon Lockup and the Broadside Brig. Captain Redbeard would personally rescue the pirate from the Lagoon Lockup, but unbeknown to Governor Broadside, the Broadside Brig's pirate was loyal to a different pirate captain. Despite Governor Broadside's numerous attempts to defeat Captain Redbeard, he was ultimately unsuccessful. Over time, the Imperial soldiers would fade away as the Imperial Guards took dominance in the tropical sea. This wasn't good news for Captain Redbeard, as Admiral Woodhouse, leader of the Imperial Guards, would make Governor Broadside look like a fool. Captain Redbeard would become aware that the Admiral was seeking a treasure that once belonged to a wealthy king. Whether this was the original treasure that Redbeard sought, or something else, didn't matter to Redbeard. It would be his. Admiral Woodhouse aboard the Sea Lion would retrieve the treasure from a desert island and carry it towards the Imperial trading post. Unfortunately, the Black Seas Barracuda was no match for this outpost, but that didn't stop Captain Redbeard from preying upon trading ships as they passed through the open seas. Things seemed to be going well for Captain Redbeard during this time. Although the pirates and Imperial guards would engage in numerous battles, Redbeard was living a good life from the spoils. Although things were about to change as Redbeard's former friend turned rival, Captain Ironhook, appeared on the scene in his ship, the Renegade Runner. At first, this looked promising as Captain Ironhook proposed working together to take on Admiral Woodhouse. However, this would be short-lived and the two captains would compete for treasure. With increased competition, Captain Redbeard poured his resources into acquiring a new ship, the Skull's Eye schooner. With such an impressive ship, few would dare to oppose Captain Redbeard. Little is known of those who dared, for dead men tell no tales. Captain Redbeard would gain an additional outpost, Skull Island, and several ships, the Redbeard Runner, Crossbone Clipper, and the Brick Bounty. Over the course of his life, Captain Redbeard would grow closer to Lady Anne Anchor, a pirate who had been a member of his crew since at least the days of the Black Seas Barracuda. Rumours circulated they had married, but no proof of this marriage exists. Captain Redbeard had 3 children in the following years, presumably with Lady Anchor, 2 twin girls who went by the names Princess Argenta and Miss Dagger, and 1 son, Captain Pete Nobeard. No one knows how Redbeard lost his huge fleet of ships and his outposts. Was it Captain Ironhook? The Imperial Guards? Or the advance of the Imperial Armada? Perhaps it was the Islanders. Or did Captain Redbeard awaken a force more sinister? With Captain Redbeard gone, Captain Brickbeard moved into the tropical seas and became the pirate to fear. However, Redbeard wasn't gone for good. He was spotted at Barracuda Bay, where the Black Seas Barracuda had seemingly become a wreck. Learning his location had been discovered, he ordered the outpost pulled down and rebuilt, and he was last seen sailing away into the sunset on the Black Seas Barracuda.